Justin, the push for electric vehicles has it's been going pretty well, but for some automakers, all of them except for Tesla, we've seen incredible dealer markups make it really difficult for consumers to get into electric vehicles. Insert Ford F-150 Lightning vehicles that are marked up $50,000, Kia EV6s, Hyundai Ioniq 5s, the list goes on and on and on. Well, the Federal Trade Commission, they've woken up from a bit of a slumber, and they've proposed some regulations that may end up becoming rules that they're able to enforce that would actually make some of those practices part of the past, or at least help mitigate some of the concerns that consumers face as they try to buy electric vehicles. Let's talk about the regulations, proposed regulations, and how they may or may not help EV buyers.
A dose of reality first, Zach. So, looking at these new FTC proposed rules, it's not necessarily going to make electric vehicles more affordable directly, but it's going to make the pricing a lot more transparent. So the outrageous EV prices that we're seeing in 2022, they would be advertised from the outset. So it's not necessarily the, coming to save the day here with the FTC. However, in theory, future EV buyers would not have to do what I had to do and call 20 different dealerships finding out what is the true price of this vehicle you have listed online. I would see an EV listed for MSRP. I would call up and find out that it's actually $5,000 to $10,000 over MSRP. I only found that out over the phone. So it looks like the FTC is coming in and cracking down on these deceptive dealership pricing tactics. In addition, they're bringing some other changes too. So selling products with no benefit to the consumer. With an electric vehicle, Zach, do you think this would apply to EVs just as much as it would to a combustion powertrain?
100%. And you wrote an awesome article back on our join YAA.com. But you mentioned something, Justin. You mentioned selling products. And you know what? I got these big old lights shining down on me. To keep those damn lights on, man, we got to sell some products too. We're not selling anything too sleazy, though. Go back to the join YAA.com website. We've got a promotion running at this time. I have no clue what promotion it is. Do you have any clue what promotion it is?
It's summertime, so something about summer.
Probably something about summer. Save some money. Go check it out. But Justin, you actually have an incredible article back on the website. I think maybe 10,000 people by this point in time have actually read what you wrote, breaking down the proposed rules. Let's get into it a little bit. So one is the price transparency piece. Prices on a dealership's website, believe it or not, would be the price. What else?
Yeah, and in addition to price transparency, dealers would no longer be able to just force unnecessary products that add no benefit to the vehicle itself or to the transaction. For example, I didn't want pinstripes on my Ioniq 5. I had a dealer trying to force pinstripes on my car. That kind of forced add-on would not be legal under the new FTC guidelines should they be implemented.
Gap insurance when you don't actually need gap insurance, nitrogen tire fill that doesn't actually have nitrogen in it. These things happen, and this proposed rule would actually just outlaw that. Yeah, common sense.
In some shape or form, I encountered everything listed on the FTC's new proposal. I even encountered discriminatory practices for cash buyers. I wasn't a cash buyer, but I had a significant down payment, and they were asking me lots of weird questions, trying to figure out just how much cash I was going to put down for my down payment. And I had one salesperson even tell me that he had to go talk to the big guy. That's what he said, the big guy, to make sure that how much cash I was putting down wasn't going to affect the deal. That's what he told me.
Exactly. So that's another piece of the FTC's proposed regulations, which would be if you're going to pay with cash or if you're going to finance, there's no funny business there. The price is the price. It's a crazy concept that kind of rings true throughout all of these proposed regulations is the price is the price, and people don't have to pay different prices depending on how much of a recorded video, so I can curse, asshole they are during negotiations.
Yeah, and in addition, there's enhanced consent for F&I products. So express informed consent is how they put it. That would be required for add-ons commonly pushed on buyers in the financing insurance office when buying a car. So what would be different? The disclosures must go beyond pre-checked boxes and just simply saying, sign here, sign here, sign here. They must actually inform you what you're signing. Who would have thought?
Want to know who the good dealer is in your neighborhood? Go to joinyaa.com and check out our crowdsourced dealer reviews. All of our community members coming together to help one another.
And Justin, we obviously have back on the YAA channel a video with Miss Kimberly Klein that's I don't know, it's probably one of the best videos we've ever done, and it teaches you, coaches you on how to ask for a contract for, let's say, an extended warranty, where it has a declination box on it that says the purchase of this product is not a requirement to purchase the vehicle. Do you want or decline the product? And like, no one knows to ask for that. Instead, they just end up having purchased it because the F&I manager put it on the deal. Again, the FTC is proposing that we remove that. These are all things that, to be very clear, also make people excited about companies like Tesla. Not only because they want to buy an electric vehicle, it's because they don't want to deal with anything that we just discussed. You tell me where in the Tesla purchase process any of that comes to fruition. It doesn't. There are other challenges that Tesla brings to the table and selling directly to consumer does. But the fact that a federal agency can't even rein in one of the largest industries in the country, no wonder there are companies like Tesla coming and taking market share.
Yeah, let's talk EVs real quick and how this FTC proposed rule could possibly affect the prices of EVs. Right now in 2022, we're seeing electric vehicle prices see more dealer markups and market adjustments, as they say, than combustion counterparts.
Yep.
Typically, I'm seeing between $5,000 and $15,000 markups on some of the most in-demand EVs. How would this ruling change that? If it were implemented, dealers would simply have to advertise the true price from the get-go online. They would not be able to list it at MSRP and force you to come into the dealership or talk to a representative on the phone to find out what the true price is. It would be advertised from the beginning. So is that a good thing? I mean, I would say it's progress. It's improvement. It would kind of force dealers to show their cards, and I mean, isn't it kind of embarrassing if you're a dealership charging $15,000 over MSRP? It might be like a walk of shame for the dealers doing that, especially when you're comparing their prices to the dealers out there who are offering a solid deal to their customers.
Absolutely. No, you hit the nail on the head. We'll keep our pulse on this on all of the YAA-related channels because this has major implications if it's able to come to fruition. We should mention, now there is a 6-month comment period.
Yes.
We'll have an update in 2023 because it's not happening quickly, that's for damn sure.
Yes, indeed. We'll see what happens. And it almost seems like the FTC could be doing dealers a favor. I mean, we've got Tesla's success. 3 out of 4 EV buyers choose a Tesla with the direct-to-consumer model. Could the FTC be trying to kind of remind dealers, hey, if you guys haven't noticed, people are kind of fed up with the pricing schemes that you have going on. Maybe we could just nudge you this way so you could fix that before you all go out of business if the masses decide to buy all direct-to-consumer. I don't know.
And then, Justin, remember that other article that you wrote, the deep dive into why dealerships exist?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not going anywhere, man. They're not going anywhere.
Influence and power. A story of influence and power for sure.
All right, we'll keep you updated on this.